Are you just like every other goose caller out there looking for two things? Number one, to be a better goose caller. And number two, trying to find that call that helps you to be a better goose caller. Hi, I'm George Lynch at Legendary Gear. This is video number 3 on our goose calling video series. Go to our Legendary Gear Hunting on YouTube, scroll down to our playlist, scroll down and look for the created playlist 2025 Mastering the Short Reed Goose Call. And if you missed our first 2 videos, that playlist has our number 1 and number 2 video in that playlist. And this 3rd video in our series, I'm going to step it up a little bit. We're going to start adding a little bit more advanced calling in here. And I'm going to be using one of my favorite, the exit goose call. I have several favorites, but this is pretty much one of my favorite all-around goose calls, a little short exit. It is a short, quick, easy to run goose call, but it also has the big goose that can be applied to it, but it has that speed and high pitch. Makes it a very deadly call out in the field. At the end of this video, I'll be going through basically a lot of our different goose calls that were designed. You'll be able to hear what they sound like. You're going to be able to hear the difference in what each call was tuned for and designed for. In this video right here, we're going to cover 4 techniques. We're going to talk about the spit note. I'm going to talk about the fast murmur. I'm going to talk about slow murmur, and I'm going to talk about the comeback. And basically on this comeback, this is just the casual comeback. This is late season. I'm going to get into the next level comeback call. Now, let's get started. Let's start out with a spit note. Spit note's been a note that whether it shows, I'm out in the hunting field, when guys hear you do it, everybody wants to do a spit note. The number one thing that I'm going to relate, that you'll hear other guys who are teachers of goose calling will say the same thing. If you can do a spit note, can you cluck and moan first? A lot of guys who just started goose calling haven't learned to cluck and moan, want to jump right to the spit note. So it's that old saying, you got to crawl, walk, then before you run. Well, we're running now. So we're going to get into the spit. The spit is actually, to me, a 2-note. I first lock the call, the tip of my tongue behind my bottom teeth, lips are pierced into that tight. And when I'm gonna, it's kind of why they call it a spit note, because you're almost like you're spitting into the call. But a lot of people want to, and they want to just keep pushing that note, and you can't. The spit, the beginning of the note, is actually the most critical thing, because it'll lead you. You got to get in from the second note, drop it down to the throat, and get the second note. So it's not a 1 note, it's a 2-note sequence. So to start that off, now when I get to that, you hear the 2 notes. So I'm starting here, dropping to here, to my push point. You hear the air and the vocalization. Some guys say to ha. I like to who. Again, how we always center things around the H. So kind of the W and H still give me. You hear the air behind it. 2 notes. That's the spit note. Practice that, and you want to record yourself again. And again, guys are, they're trying to do it in 1 note. You got to stop, and you're creating different 2 push points, 2 different push points. First here, like a spit, T sound, Now I'm going to go to who, the second note. You hear the 2 separate notes, and it doesn't sound like a spit note, but I'm trying to teach, I'm training my body, its muscle memory, to identify the 2. And then what I'm going to do is once we start practicing that, it's kind of like the beginning of the goose call, the he-ick, you know, learning which muscles and the air that's involved. So to hoo, to hoo. Once we start that, watch what I'm going to do is I'm going to start speeding it up. Very good note to use out in the field. Geese are coming in. If they're locked in, they're coming pretty good instead of going hard murmur. If they're working in, coming in good. And sometimes this might be the only thing that I'll do if you're watching that body again. They, you know, once they hit 100 yards out there, they got to drop the degree of angle. That's another thing to look for. When geese are out there a long ways and all of a sudden you see that degree of angle start dropping, they're working. As the geese come in closer and that degree of angle stays up, that's when the calling has to change to get more aggressive. You got to change. You can't keep doing the same thing. So that's how I start reading that, and that might just go from there. That's when the hard murmur starts, you know, trying to get them. But if they're on there and they're starting in that, they're dropping in, coming in, that's it. Sometimes it'll just... And you notice how it worked with my hands. I can call that with my hands cupped to get a little bit louder, a little bit more fuller, or I can open up. And to me, it sounds a little bit more goosey, but I can back off the pressure and just get that soft little... And what that does, you watch those geese, and if they start swinging a little bit, it's just us kind of keeping them on that string, working it, and you want to line them up in the middle. That's so kind of using that spit note. That's why the spit note's really important. Remember, it's a 2-note deal. With a spit, a tongue, you want to lock it up, and then you want to hoo, 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 to. Now you hear how it gets it more. So it's coming here, and then it travels to here. Not doing both here. Remember that and practice that, and that's going to help you start achieving that hard note that everybody's trying to get into, that spit note. Now I'm going to get what I like is the aggressive murmur, and that's what pretty much I was doing this morning. And the neat thing about this is it's coming deep in the throat. You're still getting the air that's pushing it, but ga 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 get ga get ga get ga 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 get ga get ga get ga get ga 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 ga, and that's going to sound like this. So when those geese are kind of moving out, and if they're not coming in, so I'll sit there and hit them to that. We talked about the spit moan. If they're not giving me any attention, a little bit. Go. 90% of the use on this call, and this is 90% using my throat and breaking the call with my throat. The air is pushing it out there, but you see that the throat is really involved in this note more than probably any other note that I use on a goose call. I still think it's probably the most deadly call, especially later in the season. It's just, you know, that's why I like our shorter calls. Our, you know, when you look at the Ripper short barrel, short insert, I can get that. And I'm telling you that right there, this morning I basically came out and I was hitting that the whole time. Brought these geese, brought them over a house and over a pole barn, and there's just, it kind of, I call it like it mesmerizes them. You know, it gets down, does it sound like geese? Well, up there it sounds like a bunch of geese, I think, and a bunch of aggressive geese. So that's the aggressive murmur. What I was talking about before is we're talking about slowing the murmur down, you know, and it depends. If I have migrator geese, like I saw this morning, I will stay on that fast stuff, not quite pushing the long segments, maybe shorten them up, but still being aggressive, and then all the way till I call kill them. Now I'm going to do the slow murmur, and this might be more for your giant geese, the geese that are in big groups, you know, not as many, like I call the migrators. I'm going to do that murmur, kind of doing the same thing, but I'm doing more finesse into it. And anything about it, when they kind of move, you can speed it up. It's all about lining up. You're like that guy in the airplane lining the airplane up. You know, when they move out, hit it harder back here each time. So I'm watching that bird. So in that slow murmur, again, it's guh, guh, guh. I'm doing the same thing as I am in the fast one, but I'm just kind of slowing it up and getting it into that. The neat thing about that, you notice I can do it with the hands cupped or open-handed. The closer the geese get, the more I'll back off my air and do more of the finessing, but open my hands up, which gives, now it's gonna, you know, I can't throw the sound off, but it's gonna give, if you're in your decoys, it's gonna give it, to me, a more realistic sound. I'm gonna back it up. It's not being cupped. It's that straight sound coming from the voice of that goose. But again, I back my air pressure off. This all comes with practice and learning to read the geese. So we learned the spit note, murmur, the fast murmur, the slow murmur. Now I'm going to get back what I call the aggressive comeback call. Instead of just hitting the cluck moan, I'm going to pick this up. Might start with that when they first go, but now I'm going to kind of hit to a spit moan. Tee, tee, tee. You hear the air. Ta-hee, tee. Can you hear the more plea, the more aggressiveness? It's to that instead of a cluck moan. Now we picture I got a bunch of geese out there. You hear that plea? It's louder, it's aggressive, and a lot of times it'll bring those birds back again. Ta-hee. Now I started off with a plea once. I hit it twice. If they're not coming, then I started putting more plea to it. Now I'm going to kind of show you how I'm going to take that plea and turn it as they start turning to the murmur and how those go together. So if I was really out in the field, Now I just showed you basically this scenario, and I practice that scenario all the time because not every bird comes in. Not every bird is going to work, you know, and just the spit moans, or, you know, we like to have them see the decoys. If I don't even have to pick these up one time and they float, cup up and feet down into my face here, you know, and it's all bloody, that's what you like. But in the real world, you know, they've been shot at, they've been hunted, so sometimes you just got to pick that up. A flute call used to be really deadly for me in the field, and I'd use a flute strictly in the late season, basically because it sounded totally different. It had the deeper moans and cluck and moan. Well, you know, with the calls in our gut system and how my calls are designed, you know, especially with the old man, or if my alpha and the closer, a lot of these calls I designed that so I can do that spit moan, and it basically, to me, that's why it's so incredible in the late season, because it's a lot like that flute sound. You know, it's totally something different. It's goosey, and it's a great thing to start out with because I've never blown a goose out of the field starting off with a spit moan. I'm going to do a quick videos of every one of our goose calls. Each one is designed for a different purpose, different style, and whatever your taste is in learning, from beginning to advanced to right in that middle. This is the old man. This is our longest call in the series. This was really designed a lot from the old Lynch Mob goose noose. We just made a few improvements on it, and this is an easy running call. It's a great call that I still carry on my lanyard if I'm hunting and we have a pair of geese, you got a single goose, you got 6 or 8, 10 geese coming in quiet, those giant geese. This is a call that really works them into the spread. I'll give you a quick run of what it does. The old man. And if you do me a favor, please subscribe so you can catch up on the videos that we've done in the past on our duck videos, our goose videos, and you're going to catch the upcoming videos, both duck and goose, that are going to help you and your friends to be better duck and goose hunters out in the field. Our next longest call in this line is the alpha, which is shorter than the old man, longer than the omega and closer. It was originally started like a contest call, but it covers every range. Still very easy to use. Every one of our calls are tuned with our guts of glory, which are tuned to be very easy for the average guy to run. And we can tune them heavier for the guy who wants to be advanced. I can cover every range of the spectrum. That's why we put in when you order that call, we put a custom tuning on there to your likeness. You want it light, you want it medium, you want it heavy. This alpha is that call in between the big call, the medium call, and great range. It's just going to have deeper goose, like the old man, but it's going to be a little faster. I'll give you a run of this call. The alpha. The next call in length in our lineup is coming from our new LMC Lynch Mob Calls, the closer. This call's been redesigned and it has the new guts of glory. This is smaller than the alpha, probably just a tad longer than the omega. They're pretty close. This call is we've got a flat mouthpiece on this thing. You can see that for sealing the lips. We've changed the inside dimensions of this. But I'm going to give you, this is, if you basically had one call going to the field, This is a great call for the average guy right there. Easy to run. Again, this could even be a contest call. It's just designed that well. I'll give you a run of this closer. The closer. Next call in our lineup, one of my favorite calls as well too, the Omega. This is another one of those that gets on the list. It's the medium-sized call, but it can have big goose. It has more speed than the Alpha and the Old Man. This is a great call for the guy who just wants one high-quality call. It's tuned with the guts of glory. Very easy to run. So I'll give you a run of the Omega. The Omega. Next call in our lineup is the Executioner, another LMC comeback, redesign with the guts of glory. This is one of those that could fall in that, if you're a little bit more advanced caller, they wanted one call for the field like the Omega. This is just a tad shorter than the Omega, but I put it right there in that small, medium, between medium and small. It's right in that range. But I'm going to give you a run. This is also easy to run, easy to tune. And you'll notice in all these calls that I'm doing, I'm not doing a bunch of crazy back pressure. In fact, you'll see a lot of these calls I'm running without any back pressure. That's how well tuned and how well these calls are designed and easy to run. The Executioner. Next in the lineup of our little guys is the Rapture. This used to be the old LMC dead end. Redesigned some of this. It's in our new LMC, which is Lynch Mob Calls. This is one of my new favorite little calls in the lineup. This call, you look at the exit, it's short like the exit. Where it differs is you see that we've got a more open insert. So it's going to give me a little bit more range and sound. I'm going to say this is probably a little bit more advanced call, but one of my favorites. Flat mouthpiece to seal the lips, but this baby's got the speed, it's still got the range, it's still got the goose. It's easy to hit those hard spit notes. I'll give you a quick run on this guy. The Rapture. My favorite call is the smaller calls because I can make them deep. but I'm always that one breath away to turn the speed on to take that stubborn goose that might have flared on us, whatever, to turn him back around and put those feet down in our spread. This is our exit, one of my favorite hunting calls. I redesigned the exit a little bit. We tightened that insert. The reason we tighten that, it doesn't take as much hand manipulation, back pressure's built in there. It also is good for to sharpen the note. Doesn't take as much air to break over. The short barrel and everything, it's got the speed, it's got the guts of glory, a little broken in gut. This call has range like any other in the field. This is a great call. The guys want to partner up. They'll ask me if they have an old man or an alpha. Hey, I got the big goose. What's a great call to partner up with that? I always tell them the exit. The exit, it's not really that difficult to run. It doesn't take the hand manipulation. They're tuned, they're light to run. They don't take the hands for the back pressure. So it's not always the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. And the exit is that dog. I'll give you a quick rundown of this. The exit. Here's the ripper, the little midget in our goose line. This call is deadly. I don't go to the field without this call. Guys at the show are totally blown away that this little call can produce the volume, the sharpness, and ease to run as this one right here. This is you could almost blow this call in a contest. It has that range. You'll notice when I run this thing, I don't have much of a hand pressure. It's comfortable, fits in there, easy to run, but man, it is a giant in the field. I've used our prototype up in Canada 3 years ago. We shot 150 honkers in 3 mornings. It definitely deserves the name, the Ripper. The Ripper. Visit these dealers if you're looking for a great legendary gear call. Captain Bones Bait and Tackle, Finn Feather Fur Outfitters, Frank's Great Outdoors, Jay's Sporting Goods, LL Bean, Presley Outdoors, Rogers Sporting Goods, Simming Sporting Goods, Shields, Sportsman's Warehouse, Bass Pro Shops, and Cabela's. This video has been brought to you by our great sponsors, Sitka Gear, Vortex Optics, Rite Shotguns, Migra Ammunition, Lacrosse Boots, Prime Bows, and G5 Broadheads, and Tacticam.